Clad.
Hi, with me, my friends. There we go. Pretend I'm a good DJ. Pretend I'm a good DJ. Just pretend. Hey, hi, with me. Listen, it's chill, but I see some people have already hopped in on the YouTube. I see people are all over the place. Vim, Twitch, whatever. Welcome. It's Fullforce Radio. I did not start my stream quite in time, so the clown is a little miffed at me, but you will all forgive me, correct? Welcome back to another week. Oh, Lordy. Last week we had a chill, comfy chat, and not everybody was here, and that was sad. So I'm going to kind of, ramble on like we do at the start of a live stream. Didn't notice. Perfect. Good. Shh, it's fine. Ramble on a little bit to let people get on in here because I'm hoping people show up tonight, but if they don't, that's okay too. No big deal. So, hey doggy, come here. You gotta be ready for your cameo. Dog is here. Murphy's here. My merch is here. It's actually been here for a little bit, but for some of you, you may or may not care. But yeah, my test print, I have been looking for merch. Many of you know this. Many of you want this. And why, I may never know. But so there isn't a week where the clown doesn't give a shit. It's true. And you know what? It's been real quiet today. So, I mean, I'll be mildly sad if there's only like 10 of you overall watching. But, I mean, it's fine. We're fine. It's good. So, I had a test print for merch. So for those of you who are watching the video, who could see the video, this is the company that I went with. I'm finally, I'm rocking my own shirt here. So I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty sick. This is where I'm at, man. My own black metal logo is pretty fucking cool. But yeah, so I've been testing with a new company in Canada. I finally got the shirt here. I'm stoked. I mentioned seeing people over on YouTube watching, and then I hemorrhaged all of the excess listeners. Oh, what is it? Now, I know for a lot of people, it was the Easter long weekend this weekend, and I'm hoping that you guys got to celebrate with your families. I indeed didn't, really. Things are pretty messed up here. Things are pretty messed up. COVID is out of control. I keep looking behind me because the dog is standing at the door. So in general, I'm kind of hoping that you had a good weekend, whatever it was that you did. If you don't celebrate the religious stuff, who fucking cares? No big deal. But I hope you had a great weekend to go with it. And it doesn't say titties. No, the titties one is still kind of in the background because I was thinking of what I wanted first. I have the titties design done. I actually have a number of different designs done, including the Fullforce Radio logo. It's almost all done, but it's done in this really cool kind of sketchy style. Like, I've been thinking about merch for a long time, and it's really come down to, I certainly hate paying $40 or whatever it is, 45 Canadian dollars, 50 Canadian dollars for a Gildan heavy cotton. I would never feel comfortable, sending out. I've seen some of the Streamlabs merch, like, don't cancel me, Streamlabs, because I use some of your products. But I mean, I've seen some of the stuff that gets drop shipped out. And if I was ever going to send you something, if I was ever going to put my name on something, I did not want it to be a scratchy, disastrous piece of garbage with crap printing. I wanted to find a way, wait till you can see the show live. You might have to travel, my friend. You might have to do the traveling. But so long story short is, I'm so happy with it. I don't know how to possibly put the shirt in your face without getting quite rude and like literally smashing my boobs up against the camera, which would be awkward. So there it is. If you can't read it, of course, it's just my name. Don't worry. This is just me. This is just my logo. But I'm like, I don't even care if it's uncool. This is something we'll probably have to talk about tonight, is when there is a live show, when there's a live metal show, you usually don't wear the shirt of the band you're going to see. It's their unspoken rule, because it's just the little like tiny group of us here today. Is that a thing for you? Do you know, are you one of those snobs? Because this is something that I've always kind of believed in myself, and I don't know why. You don't wear the shirt of the band that you're seeing right at that second. You do wear either some of the supporting acts, or you do wear like something else in the same genre or whatever. I don't know why that is. Maybe that's like a dumb made up rule that I made up for myself. I'm not 100% sure. But I figure wearing your own merch kind of falls into that category. Like wearing a shirt with your own name on it is kind of like high-fiving yourself in the face. But what can I say? I'm really happy with it. So yeah, let me pimp this, because pretty soon the store will open up. But I kind of want to throw it out there. It's comfy. It feels good. It's nice. It's, I don't know, fucking fair trade, North American, US made. The cotton is picked in the States and loomed and grown in the States, and I don't fucking know. Well, Pig, if you only have so much clothing, then you only have so much clothing. But I mean, for me, I always go in wearing a shirt that isn't the band that's playing, and then leave with a shirt from the band that's playing. That's my way of doing it. Is I always wear one thing in, take another thing out. But so for me, you guys may know, and I'll get off the merch thing. I'm just filling time to get the ball rolling here on the show. You know what? I'm also gonna let the dog out of this room. He wants nothing to do with you fuckers. Let's just see. Can we lure him over with treats? I don't know why he's sitting at the door. Yeah, now he's coming back. Come here. What? There he is. So anyways, it really doesn't matter. But I'm just stoked because I found a company that ships well to all of the countries in the world. They take whatever you want to pay with. The quality is really good. I'm supporting both the US and Canada. I'm, trying to keep money domestic, whatever. And you get a good quality item. So I'm stoked. That's it. That's all worth. That's it. Who cares beyond that? All right. So for whatever reason, it is fucking chill as shit in here tonight. Like, this is probably the quietest show I've ever seen. Maybe it's because I'm a terrible disaster and a lot of people come to the show and then either, I blow it or whatever. So this is me taking my lumps. But what that means is the people that are here get to have a lot of fun with me tonight, because I made a very silly playlist for April Fool's Day. And I was actually thinking about all the stuff that I wanted to play, and it was all kind of coming together, and then I threw it all out the window because I saw a YouTube video. Now, this channel has existed forever, and since it's just you and me and the wall and everybody else who will watch us after the fact, which does seem to be a thing, I saw a YouTube channel of a I don't know how to explain it, but it's the first time I've ever seen it. It's probably been around forever. There is a guy who has, for years and years and years, been wandering out into the forest dressed as a Sasquatch, and he plays a saxophone. And he has many different saxophones. He plays tenor and he plays alto and he plays soprano. I don't know if I've seen him with a bari yet, but his name is Saxsquatch. And no word of a lie, this is the first time I saw him last week, and I'm like, well, fuck that shit. I'm making a show about the Saxsquatch. So that's where we're at. Hi, Lacey. It's so good to see you. Thank you for pity coming to my show tonight. For whatever reason, it's like I don't exist. So it's just going to be us. It's just going to be you and me and the chickens here. Surprise. It's you. Look at your cute elf ears. You're adorable. I love your face. So that's what tonight's playlist is predicated on. And it actually was created last week, but it's getting carried forward to this week. There's a guy named Saxsquatch. Now, you have good news. You're going to beauty school. That's so cool. Good for you. That's exciting. You're Babely. You can do my face sometime because I don't know how to beat this face. I'll be a canvas. You can put makeup on me. Hey, Solo, good to see you, man. So here's the deal. Everything tonight is either new music that I'm super stoked about that I want to cram in your ears with extreme force, or it features some sick saxophone. Now, sadly, I don't think a lot of the saxophone that I'll be playing tonight will be played by a Sasquatch. But, that's okay. So I was thinking I might actually even play a video on on the overlay at some point. But so here's the deal. I was actually even looking around and do you guys have a favorite song with a sax solo in it? And you can't pretend that you don't. You might not be able to name one off the top of your head, but everybody likes a sax solo. It's the truth. It's the absolute truth. I can see Ron is going around to other servers and trying to get people in here because he feels so bad for me. Smooth jazz Gandalf. Okay, yep. I was thinking more like a track. I'll throw this out there because a sex solo. Hey, you know what? It's COVID times, so that's probably more the norm than not. But so fun crim fact is I play saxophone, and I played sax for years. I played alto saxophone. So I played in jazz band Supertramp. Yes, tell me more. So I played in a jazz band for years and years and years, and I also played in a concert band as well. So I played concert sax and I played jazz sax. And so, a lot of people think you can only like one thing. We talk about that a lot on this show. We don't want to gatekeep metal. We don't want to gatekeep music. Yeah, exactly. Lacey's already taken the long way home. Do. But if you can see back there, there's my Cool Jazz 1982 poster. I'm actually a huge fan of jazz. And here in Canada, we often played a lot of Canadian composers like Jaco Pastorius and a bunch of kind of jazzy tunes were kind of my soundtrack to high school alongside of the metal that I was. Yes, I do. I play alto saxophone. Now it's been a year or two, for real. But yeah, I absolutely do. And so I love it. And so for me, coming up in this time where I was engaging in metal, getting to know more metal, starting to understand different subgenres, finding what I liked, I was also playing a lot of saxophone. And so for me, I am a sucker for a good sax solo. I'm a goddamn sucker for a good sax solo. And so that's why I'm asking you guys, because there are a couple of groups that use saxophone, especially in a lot of 80s music. That is, yes, Ron! No way, for real. You are also a Jaco fan. What up? Oh, gosh. So there you go. Look, Ron, it's meant to be. It's meant to be. I'm a sister wife to Ron and Breeze. And we also learned the other day, apparently in chat, that... Hi, Twitch friends. Hi, YouTube friends. Say hi wherever you're chatting, because it looks like everything's working tonight. So long story short, I love saxophone, and it works so well in metal, and a lot of people don't necessarily realize that. So here's the deal. Hey, Shane. Shane's going to hate everything I play tonight, but I appreciate that he came in as a pity listen. I love you, Shane. Thank you. Drag your wife in here. So without getting caught too much in the I play saxophone bit, I was thinking, okay, I got lost in the Saxsquatch's channel. I was watching every single fucking video he had, and he and he was amazing. He is amazing. And I binge watched every fucking I want to call him the Sam Squatch. The Sam Squatch. The Sam Squatch. The Saxsquatch. I watched every single video he had. And it reminded me, because he picks really iconic sax solos. Obviously, if you're going to dress up like a fucking Sasquatch and you're going to walk into the woods with a fog machine and your saxophone and just belt it to nothing but the trees, then you would assume that you would be picking some pretty ripping solos. And so I was going through this list and I was trying to decide what I wanted to play for you guys today. And so, like, a lot of the bands that have the most iconic sax solos. So yeah, you know, Lacey's talking about Supertramp, the Foreigners, the Hall and Oates, these groups where, I mean, Foreigner is very close to my heart, I have to say. These are groups that have just fucking ripping sax solos. And they're actually, honestly, most of them are written by one man, who is in none of these bands. He just writes ripping solos and then gives them to other people. But as I was going through the saxsquatch, say it, same squatch, the same squatch. As I was going through his channel, I was just like, this is the coolest. This is the most metal thing I've ever seen. This guy literally just goes out into the woods and plays for the trees. This isn't the Saxsquatch. This is the motherfucking Lorax. This is awesome. And so then I was starting to think of all of the tracks that I love that have great saxophone in them that are in the metal genre. And that's how my April Fool's Day, you know, whatever playlist came about. And so that's kind of what the music tonight is gonna be like. And so I'm pretty stoked to play a lot of this for you, because there's just some really good stuff. And then there's quite a bit of new music as well. So for those of you who like it, who actually like metal and who come to this show to hear some metal, then I also have some great new metal for you. For some of you, that's probably where I'll lose you. But listen, that's why we do this show. I'm slowly opening you up to what's out there. And apparently what is out there are mythical creatures just hooting and tooting away in the mist. So I actually do have, there isn't a whole lot of Saxsquatch available on Spotify, but there is. So I found Saxsquatch actually playing with Oates, and we will listen to Maneater. I don't fucking care if it's not metal. I don't care. We're putting that into tonight's playlist. Saxsquatch, and the fucking cover art, I can't wait to show you. It's like this giant cartoon ape, like, eat it. Anyways, don't worry about it. It's gonna be killer. We've got all sorts of stuff. I'm so excited. We have all sorts of stuff on the playlist tonight. I got new Gojira. We're going to be new music from Exanimate, Lunar Shadow. I've got Amorphous on the playlist. Listen, it's going to be psycho. Jared Dines, Izan. We're going to have a lot of fun. So for those of you who are in the chat, and many of you are all over the place, I see people are watching everywhere, especially over on the YouTube. Hello. You can chat from wherever you like. It's all connected. We're all talking to each other. We're all chatting and hanging out. It's all going to be a time. Yes, new Gojira, and it's very good. Ron will like it because it has the mouth harp. You know, the twing that we talked about this on the show once. We tried to come up with the name of it. See? Haha. The twanger, the twanger twaddle, the twiddle, the mouth harp, that thing. That's in the new Gojira. It's gonna be wacky, friends. And yes, I'm gonna try and find you guys some more Saxsquatch because he's delightful. So hold on to your butts. Let's actually play some music tonight because we're going to test, not only are we testing the new merch, not only are we testing all the layouts, we are testing a 2-hour format tonight. So it's a little bit shorter. I got to play more music. I got to keep you happy. If I can't keep you entertained, and God, I don't know what to do. I mean, Christ, it's just us. There's like 10 people here. It's very strange. Are many people still on vacation? Are you guys still on vacation? Did you do anything special? Did you have a long weekend? Tell me about your lives. I like to know about your lives. I like to be intimately acquainted with what's going on with you. And in the meantime, we will actually fucking start. Oh, Viking Adventure, you're a peach. He's going to be like moderating all these channels, I swear. All right. So wait, there was a long weekend? Yeah, there was. So don't worry about it. Let me play some new Gojira. It's a track called Amazonia. Now this came out, I don't even fucking know. When did this single come out? I should know this, but I don't. I'm a terrible DJ. It came out just towards the end of March. So this would have been brand new for the April Fool's Day show. Now we're we're a week later. So it's not quite as exciting. Shane's so sad. Oh, you're currently fighting a rash. I don't really have a rash. So I'm confused. I thought he was just sad about my choice of music, but there's, you can identify as a rash or a not rash having person if you want. You stay strong. Let me play this Gojira for you guys. We'll play some music. We'll come back. I have some other stuff to talk to you about because today is actually a very special day. And I'm curious to know if you guys know what that day is. I'm guessing you probably don't, but that's okay. We'll discover it together. All right, here you go. It's Amazonia. It's pretty fucking new music from Gojira. This slaps. Ron, you can turn it up, tune up your banjo, pull out your mouth harp. It's Fullforce Radio. Sweet. That's so broken, but it worked nonetheless. Hey, there you go, Tech Creo. Thank you for the follow, my friend. So, hey, welcome. My name is Crimson Clad. This is Fullforce Radio. We're having a little fun tonight, but it's such a chill, quiet night. Look at all of you down here, your little faces. I could see people watching all over different platforms, listening on the website. Wherever makes you happy, I'm glad to have you. I'm rocking my sick Crimson Clad death metal shirt, and I'm feeling good. We got some sexiness going on. I'm gonna let the dog out, so I'm gonna show him to you guys once, and then I'm gonna let him leave the room. Okay? You're celebrating. Tell us your celebration. Is this because of your school stuff? Hey, Crystal, good to see you. Oh, look, see, he came back like out of nowhere. All right, hang on. His least favorite part of the night. See? He doesn't even want me to pick him up anymore. Murphy, come here. Come here. Are you so excited? Come here. You're so excited. Do you want to come over here? No. He's wise to my games. Guys, he does not want to be picked up to show to you. So I'm going to let the dog out of the room. And then, yeah, exactly. Who let the dogs out? It was Crim. Yippee-i-oh. I feel like that ages us. I feel like that's no longer even, it's been probably like 2 decades since that was a cool reference to make. And I don't know that it was ever a cool reference. But yeah, so rocking my death metal shirt, my death metal Crimson Clad shirt, having a good time. I'm stoked. I'm feeling great. The sun is shining. I got some good sleep, which always matters. I hit a wall last week, so it's good. I'm bouncing back with a vengeance. And so here we go. I'm back. I'm ready to do a show, and nobody else is here. Nobody else showed up. What's up? What's going on, guys? But that's okay. So here's the dealio. Those guys on Discord smell. That's fine. I don't care. Especially because you're probably smelling yourself from place to place. But wherever it is, and whatever it is that you're doing, I'm glad that you're hanging out with me tonight. I got some fun metal for you. And everything that I do have has some saxophone or has a reference to just is new. It's stuff I want to play. Hey, Matt, haven't seen you in ages. Hope you're well. So here's the deal. We were talking about how saxsquatch is the real deal tonight. If you haven't checked this out, I just realized I should grab him. So let's grab Saxsquatch. If you don't know, now you know. I'm going to grab his channel for you. So for those of you who would like to peruse him at a later date, believe in yourself, even when no one else does. There he is with his big gooseneck tenor sax. He wears fucking sunglasses and bandanas. He's got big ass fucking Sasquatch feet. He's out in the fucking trees. He lugs a fog machine with him. The commitment is goddamn wild. He deserves, every time you say saxsquatch, you have a sip. I'll be absolutely intoxicated. Would be a trouble and a half, friends. So I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think it is. Pig. I think it's a reference that nobody believes in Sasquatch. But, Sasquatch apparently is, if you're into the conspiracy crowd, which some people are and some people aren't, whatever works for you. The idea is that actually the Sasquatch people, the Yeti people, all of they have a name. It's not cryptids. What is it? What's the name for bipedal? Movement 19 says he believes in Sasquatch because he thinks he dated one once. It's possible. You have to do the Sasquatch walk through the trees, freeze, and then walk away fast. But no, so there's a name for them. Let me know. Let me know if you guys know what it is. But so here's the idea is that the Sasquatch Yeti large furred bipedal humanoid creatures are still here. They've always been here, and that they're actually master builders, and that they live in tunnels under the surface of the earth, and they can actually be everywhere at all times because they travel under the ground, and that they pop up wherever they need to, and that's why we can't find them, is because they actually live underground. I'm just saying that's part of it. So I don't know if that's where Sasquatch is, but we found one. He's playing a saxophone out in nature, making killer YouTube videos, and he inspired me. Yeah, so cryptozoology, so it's cryptids then. I was right, it's cryptids. So that's fine. So that's what we're doing tonight, is inspired by the majestic saxsquatch. I have saxophone metal tonight. So for many of you guys, metal and saxophone maybe don't make a lot of sense. Maybe don't go hand in hand a lot. And I have been kind of putting together a black jazz or a, swing kind of episode. But that doesn't always require saxophone. And there have been plenty of examples. We were talking earlier, just as we started this topic of, Foreigner and Hall & Oates and, a ton of sort of 80s super groups, super bands that have fabulous sax solos. Well, there's another band that I thought I could play a really short track for you tonight, because saxophone in metal is actually a lot more common than you think, and black jazz in general. And we will get into some black jazz tonight for sure. But black jazz in general is actually something that creeps into a lot of different metal bands' repertoires. And so, one of the bands that people are quite surprised about and don't really think about is Black Sabbath. Now, Black Sabbath actually had a single track with a rippin' long experimental sax solo in it. And it's quite funny because a lot of people don't really think about it. It's off an album that in general wasn't actually reviewed very well. And it was at a time where Black Sabbath was starting to sort of climb towards fame. They were having the ability to kind of explore what they wanted to do a little bit more. They were moving towards the end of the 70s. And so it was kind of a surprising thing. Here's fucking Black Sabbath coming out with just a crazy long ass sax solo. But what's quite interesting about it, and I read an article a while back, because jazz, it's something that I'm interested in and also comes up a lot in influencing metal musicians in general. And we often talk about this, about metal musicians who are kind of virtuosos, or we talk about, bands who are inspired by pop music or dark wave or new wave or whatever, the proto metal band psychedelia from the 60s. Whatever it is that kind of carries forward in today's music, this track for Black Sabbath actually was really contentious. So it's off an album called Never Say Die. And in general, Never Say Die was not reviewed very well. A lot of the reviewers were like, there's 20 jillion ideas on this album and they don't mesh. And it's too weird and we don't get it. We don't like it. And at the time when it was being recorded, Ozzy came in and basically saw that they had brought in a sax player for this particular song, for this one short song. And he's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. And he actually left the studio, and it actually caused a bit of a rift between everybody in the band, because the band at the time was like, fuck it, let's go big. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. This is the album. Let's fucking explore. And they brought in a saxophonist, and Ozzy was like, fuck you. Fuck that. Fuck this. Fuck this particular thing, and walked out. And it's kind of an interesting take that, you know, as a front man, you decide, okay, well, they're bringing in a really solid sort of recognizable instrument. And you know what? This is too weird for me. This is too outside my comfort zone. I don't want to sing to this. And that was it. And so this album wasn't just contentious with reviewers, and it wasn't just contentious with people who thought they knew that stoner kind of, you know, sound that became the essence of what Black Sabbath was known for. It was not popular with some of the band. So I'm going to play it because it's a really short, quick track. And it's weird because this is not what you would normally picture coming out of Black Sabbath. But this is actually a really good album. You kind of have to break it up and take different songs and kind of listen to them separately. But if you have an open mind, there's some great stuff. So I'm going to play this in honor of the saxsquatch, the Sam Squatch, the Saxy times. Listen, it's harder than you think. I'm going to play a track called Breakout off an album from 1978 called Never Say Die. My name is Crimson Clad. This is a stupid metal show I do. It's fun. I love having you guys here. I love live streaming. I'm starting to get back in my groove. The tax time, my work is starting to calm back down, and I look forward to doing a lot more fun shows. So for those of you who aren't here tonight, Corbin literally made a Twitter account to get a notification about this show, and he's still not here. For those of you who are here, it means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. And for whatever reason, it's quiet. Oh, we love you too. All right. So I gift you Bizarro World Black Sabbath. Let me know what you think, because there's a killer sax solo in this. It's all saxy times tonight. Unfortunately, that's a one of those albums that's gapless playback, so I kind of just have to like Cut it off. Hey, my name is Crimson Clad, and yes, if you are just joining us, which some of you are, and I'm also a hemorrhaging listener, tonight is a very saxy episode. And so the idea was, just before April Fool's Day, I was thinking of what was it that I was going to do for a show for April Fool's Day, haha! And then I stumbled upon the saxsquatch, the Samsquatch, the saxy sax, the saxsquatch. It's a fucking guy that dresses like a Sasquatch and plays a saxophone in the woods. That's the whole shtick. It's fucking amazing. And so I thought, well, there's a bunch of good metal that has saxophones in it. Hell, god damn it, I'm gonna do that. And so, with... Everybody's very concerned about me as Right Said Fred. There's a fabulous meme in the Discord right now. I have to say, I'm very glad that a lot of the pictures don't show up on the live stream for those of you watching a video. Because, I mean, as busted as all this can be, some of these Photoshops are absolutely horrible. So I'm kind of glad that we're just doing this. Now, here's the thing. Another fabulously important day today. And I think I bring this up every fucking year. And we'll see what comes of it. But do you know what day it is today? And are you familiar if I say it's Rex Manning Day? Do you know who Rex Manning is? Do you care about Rex Manning Day? Is this another one of those references that will horribly date me? It's not the 9th of April, you bastard, but you're future. You're in the future. It is technically, for me, still the 8th of April. It is the 8th of April, and that is Rex Manning Day. Now, this is 1000% one of the movies that shaped me growing up. And there are many, and we talk about them all the time, but this is one that is not sci-fi. It's not a bloody gunfight. Yes, Matt knows what's up. Matt knows. Today is Rex Manning Day. Oh, Rexy, you're so sexy. Oh, God, these are all terrible. You don't even know what day it is. Well, that's fine, evil technology. Wherever you might be, I think, Marco, where are you? You're in the future, too. Everybody's in the future. It's April 8th, and April 8th is Rex Manning Day. Now, I might give you guys homework tonight. If you don't know what Rex Manning Day is, it is a reference to the movie Empire Records. Empire Records. So, did you ever, let's date ourselves on stream. This is a movie that to me was kind of one of the first aspects of music as community, music as identity, music as a meeting place, a gathering place, and how important music is, you know, in people's lives, and sort of the day-to-day tedium that is made better by sort of music and friends. So if you've never seen if you've never seen the movie Empire Records, I highly, highly recommend you check it out. Now, there is actually a girl in that movie. It's Renee Zellweger, actually. Her name is Gina. But Empire Records is a movie about a bunch of kids who all work at the same record store. And it is a day in the life of this record store. And, you know, all of them have different musical tastes. They all get to put on what they want through the loudspeakers. You know, some of like Mark, your music makes customers go crazy. He's always playing like fucking thrash metal and just like, it's such a fun movie. And, you know, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to spoiler a movie from like 1992 or whatever. But I highly recommend you watch it if you haven't. But in it, one of the things that happens, is she the one above the boombox? Yes, that's her. That's Renee. She's looking quite perky there, isn't she? But if you haven't ever watched it, I highly recommend you give it a shot, because it's just one of those things about how music and community and friends make everything in life that is worth having. That's what it is right there. And so anyways, long story short, here's this record store and they're having a celebrity. They're having like I don't know who he's technically supposed to be. I guess he's kind of like a Tom Jones-ish? Oh my gosh, I can't speak tonight. Tom Jones-ish type character. He's a smarmy kind of loungy kind of singer. He's got the tan and the white teeth and the hair. And he's coming to sign records in the store, and everyone's obsessed with him. The girls are obsessed with him. There's a lineup down the street. And so one of the girls, her plan is she's going to boink Rex Manning. It's going to happen. Hey, Crypto Merman. Merman. You're a merman. So she decides she's going to fuck Rex Manning. He's coming to the store. She's going to seduce him. It's amazing. But Rex Manning Day, they get all excited. They prepare the whole store for it. And so every year on April 8th, because the whole movie, everybody's like, it's Rex Manning Day. They're so excited because it's Rex Manning Day. And so April 8th, I always wake up and I'm like, it's Rex Manning Day. And most of the time, nobody has any clue what I'm talking about. So if you, dear friends, can just watch Empire Records, then every April 8th, wherever you are and wherever I am, wake up in the morning, open your eyes and be like, oh, Rexy, you're so sexy. It's Rex Manning Day. And there actually was this kind of like dorky punk song called Sugar High from the movie that they perform on the roof. And I still sing that in my car every Rex Manning Day. So if we have time, maybe we can sneak that into tonight's playlist. However, not very Saxy. Not very sexy. So hi to everybody's joining. Look at him. Look at his delicious hair and his satin shirt. Rex Manning Day indeed. So let's continue down my giant list today. And let's see what else I can put in your ears for our very sexy makeup April Fool's-ish. April Fool's to Electric Boogaloo kind of playlist tonight. Oh gosh. So let us continue down, maybe not the rabbit hole, let's continue down the bell of the saxophone and find some more music for you guys. So I could play something new or I could play something saxy. I got lots of both on tonight's playlist. But I think what I will do is, just because we're early in the show, everybody's still perky. If I'm going to hemorrhage more listeners, I'm going to hemorrhage more listeners. So let me play something kind of in the middle of a death metal and a psychedelic metal, and not sexual at all. I'm gonna play something for you by a band called Lunar Shadow, and they put out a new album on March 19th. It's really good. Now, I've talked to you guys about how I'm a big fan of like psychedelia and kind of fuzzy lo-fi aspects to death metal and stoner metal. It's something I'm starting to really get into. I'm starting to really enjoy. And we talk about it quite often on this show, actually, all considered. And so in that case, I thought, okay, well, this is brand new music. It's really killer. I'm going to sneak it in here because I can. Fuck you, because I play what I want. So I'm going to play you guys some brand new Lunar Shadow. And we'll see what you think, because I really like this band. And I don't actually play them for you very often. I'm going to play you a track called And Silence Screamed. And it's off a brand new album called Wish to Leave. It's like, I don't know, March 18th or 19th. So it's only been out, not even a month yet. We'll see what you guys think. We'll come back around, and we're almost halfway through the show. My God, time flies when you're having fun and when there's very sexual people around you. So I will play this, and then we will come back and we will hit that saxophone metal real hard. My name is Crimson Clad. This is Fullforce Radio. And I also want to talk to you guys about podcasty type applications and how you like to re-listen to the show. If you do, maybe you don't. Maybe you're just praying for death. Maybe you're just hoping to God this show will be over. And if that's the case, let's do the music. you go. Lunar Shadow, brand new track. I'm a big fan. I really like it. And you know what? You guys are absolutely right. That is a very Iron Maiden sort of new wave of British heavy metal sound to it. No doubt, no doubt. And they actually do some really awesome, the album before this, they do some really like truly 60s weirdness, and I'm so into it. But this album I'm really enjoying from start to finish. Definitely, it's been in heavy rotation for the last couple weeks. So, hi. Welcome. Hello, my name is Crimson Clad. This is Fullforce Radio. It's this metal live stream that I do. It's usually on Thursdays, Fridays, whatever time. Hi, Acid. I hope you're hanging. And Mr. Fatface on YouTube was saying you've really been enjoying the interviews that I do on Saturdays. Yeah, so I have another show on Saturdays. Most of the people here know it. Let's be realistic. Everybody who's watching right now is an old Crim hat, which is the best kind of hat to be. FYI, but your old hat at the Crim streams, right? And so you know very much that I do Cyberbuzz on Saturdays, and Cyberbuzz is kind of a companion to this show, except slightly more useful. So I play synthwave. We hang out, we talk. I often have guests now because more and more people are discovering the show and they want to come on and they want to talk about what they're doing. So yes, I will indeed have more. I will have more interviews coming up. I know that Call Me You Spots is going to be on soon. I'm not sure if it's this weekend or the weekend next, but there are a lot of artists and musicians who are wanting to kind of talk about their entry into the crypto space or some of their experiences around Hive and other blockchains, some of the projects they've got going on, and they want to do that on Cyberbuzz. And then we're going to share some of our favorite music. So that'll be really fun. There will be more. And eventually Fullforce Radio, I'm hoping, will become the same thing. But the realization that I'm having is holy shit, there are so many talented metal live streamers, and they're all metal musicians themselves, or they're in the metal industry already. So they're all friends, they all know each other, they're all super cool, and they all want to hang out together. And here's me, who has been ignoring social media and ignoring live streaming for so long. I've just been doing it here as part of the MSP Wave station. I've been doing it for 4 years, but I've never cared about other platforms. Well, the problem is you kind of need to do that. And so for those of you who are on YouTube, or those of you who are hanging out on Twitch, or my Vim friends, or whatever, right. I am working on it so that in the future I will be able to kind of bring some of this stuff to the metal realm too. But you know what? Tonight you just get me, and it's fun. Have fun. Fuck you, it's fun. Yeah, exactly, posh. And I tweeted tonight. Is that why you're here? You're here because I tweeted. So for those of you who haven't seen and who are watching the video, I'm going to remind you, I'm wearing my shirt. I found a company that I like, and I'm so excited because I've got my metal designs and my other designs coming now. But I have to admit, like, this is cool. I'm excited. So I'm going to keep showing it off. And because I have the camera not positioned super awesomely. Like the further back I get, it gets really dark. I might have to kind of fiddle with the arrangements. But if I get up really close and I stand on my tippy toes and I stretch, you can see that I am not rocking a band shirt tonight. No, I'm rocking my own shirt. All right. So tonight was inspired by the majestic motherfucking Sasquatch. Yes, my April Fool's show is full of saxophone metal because there is a guy. No, you just thought of me randomly. Aww, am I on your mind? Georgia. So yeah, the majestic Squatch. You know, the Olympics were here in Vancouver. 2010 we had the Olympics, and one of our Olympic mascots was a Sasquatch, and his name was Squatchy. I'm not even making that up. His name was Squatchy, and it is super cool because you don't buy anything during the Olympics, and then afterwards you get like a $2 plush doll of a Sasquatch this big. He was quite cute. His name was Squatchy. Squatchy, squitchy, squatch. Everything is saxophony. Everything is Sasquatchy, squitchy, squatchy tonight. And that's how it is. So I promise you guys I will play more tracks with killer saxophone in them. And since we are almost halfway through the show already, holy crap, I am going to play you something that actually has some pretty killer sax. Now, this is probably considered one of the absolute hands down most famous bands right now who have a saxophonist in the band. They're called Rivers of Nile, and they are I guess actually, if you were here earlier for Eldritch's Pigsty on Wednesday, he was doing some avant-garde metal. Yeah, time flies. It's been 4 whole years. 4 years of this bullshit that you've been putting up with from me. It's insane. You guys should get a medal. Good job. Honestly, good job. But so Rivers of Nile has a saxophonist in the band, and their last album that they put out is arguably, it's called Where Owls Know My Name, and it's arguably probably for anybody who enjoys metal, for anybody who enjoys kind of like prog or avant-garde or whatever, this is probably the band that a lot of people think of when you think of saxophones in metal, or when you think of basically anything to do with this kind of end of the genre, like sort of quasi jazz with metal. So I'm going to play you the title track from this album. It's called Where Owls Know My Name. It's fucking beautiful. It's an awesome album. If you're kind of trying to move towards tech death or something a little more intense, but you're not 100% sure how to get directly there, this band might be a great kiddie pool for you. Dip your toes in and see what you think. So after this, when we come back after the Rivers of Nile, we won't tag Shane just yet, but after this, we will indeed play the saxsquatch version of Maneater, performed with John Oates. And then we will continue on through more new music, some good heavy death metal, some fun prog stuff, and more saxophones here on Fullforce Radio. I am going to go try and catch up with all these messages that are getting sent, and hopefully I will continue to just that as the weather gets good after a long weekend, people are full of chocolate, that everybody's napping tonight.
Days we were
There you go. Man, there's some good sax in that song. Oof. Oof. Hey, I'm Crimson Clad. Thank you for joining me here tonight on Sexy Saxsquatch Saturday. It's actually Thursday, and it's Fullforce Radio. But yes, sex, sax, sexual Saxsquatches. We actually really never determined that anything was sexy, but everybody's talking about my face glued on Right Said Fred's body in chat. It's an utter abomination, unlike that particular track. So that was a group called Rivers of Nile, and Nihil, if you want to say it. This is like the Louvre. I was saying the Louvre at talking about the museum on the weekend, the Louvre, and everybody's like, the Louvre. Sorry, I gotta enunciate. I gotta put the emphasis on the syllable. Hey, hey, squirrel. You've done the sex. Yay! We have sex havers in our chat. Good job, guys. So everything this week is based around the fact that I've just discovered that there's someone on YouTube. You've made the sex. You've done the sex. You've had the sex. You've seen the sex. Listen, sex adjacent. You're welcome. But so all of this is based on the fact that I discovered there is a man or a woman or a large person of general, humanoid shape, shape on YouTube who is dressing up as a Sasquatch and playing the saxophone. And not just playing the saxophone, fucking ripping the saxophone. The whole thing is they put on the costume. They go out into the woods and they play the fucking saxophone, and they do live streams on YouTube with the fog machine and the birds chirping in the trees and the bright, airy tones of the upper register of a tenor sax ringing through the trees. And so I was wondering where you were going with that, Matt. I figured I wasn't going to repeat it right away because I figured it was a setup. So Matt says, my wife called me a sex machine. She actually said a fucking tool, but I knew what she meant. Well played, sir. So we are opening up tonight's brewski. It is my last bottle of Iron Maiden's Porter. It's from Robinson's Brewery. It's actually, I guess, is it from the UK? I'm pretty sure it is. It's a British beer, which means, unfortunately, yeah, it is from the UK. It's weak. It's piss weak. It's 4.7%. But I will say, it's a really nice, I'm going to spray it everywhere. It's a really nice dark beer. So, there you go. We won't actually have Iron Maiden on the playlist tonight, but Iron Maiden will be with us in our hearts. Oh, she's a beaut. So I owe you, Mr. D leveled up a nice little swig in chat. Cheers. Cheers, bitches. Happy saxophone. Happy saxsquatch. Fuck yeah. Delicious. All right, so it's actually, it's called the Trooper. See? Trooper, you can't, I don't know if I can get the camera to focus on it. Probably not. I have to turn on autofocus. But yeah, Satchmo to Sasquatch. I do vaguely remember that. But that being said, I do not. Oh, Lord. So what I'm going to do is I am going to play the actual YouTube video. I was thinking about this and I'm like, man, we gotta just actually fucking watch. Hang on, there's a fucking ad here, so we're gonna skip the ad because I don't pay for YouTube. Only suckers pay for YouTube. Unless you're paying to see me, in which case, you're cool and don't worry about it. So what I'm gonna do is, if you give me like 2 seconds here, I'm gonna throw this sucker up on the screen. I didn't prep for this, but we're gonna do it nonetheless. So we're gonna, fuck it, we'll do it live. I'm gonna grab the browser. And on my face, I'm going to hide. I'm gonna hide my little crim face bobbling around here because nobody needs to see that. Nobody needs to see my face. But we will together watch / listen to Saxsquatch and John Oates playing Man Eater, because why not? Why the fuck not? That's the real question here, folks. Is if you can Saxsquatch, why wouldn't you Saxsquatch? All right, so we've talked about how it's Rex Manning Day. We're such millennials, that's right. Fuck ads. We've talked about how it's Rex Manning Day, how Rexy is so sexy, And we have played a little bit of sax metal. We played some new tunes. We're going to play some old tunes. We're celebrating all things sexual. I'm wearing my rockin' new shirt, and it's just a chill, quiet show tonight. There's not a ton of you here, but those of you who are here, I love your faces. So thanks for hanging. Ron, the keyframes are set to, I can't actually change it right now because we're streaming, but the keyframe interval is 2. I thought that was correct. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I haven't changed it, and I'm sorry for those of you. Discord in general doesn't sound very great. So just for those of you who are watching and listening, as you see down below, if you hang out in the Discord, you will be featured on the overlay. That's really cool. I know that's really cool. I know. That's why I did it. And many of you really like being on the overlay. You like being seen. You got your fancy little avatars. You're cool. Great. But Discord sounds like trash. It sounds so bad. It sounds so bad. It sounds so bad. So if ever you're watching the show and you happen to be in the Discord and listening and chatting in the Discord simultaneously, well, it fucking sucks. And if the sound really starts getting bad, I highly recommend you jump to somewhere else. You'll see some of these other options right below me here. We have YouTube, we have Twitch, we have Vim, my Vim stream. We have MSP Waves. Upgrade the codec, don't be cheap. Yeah, this has nothing to do with us and everything to do with how Discord distributes audio in every server. And in fact, many of us are actually boosting the server so we have better sound. We actually pay for Nitro accounts and we boost the server so the sound in here is better. Unfortunately, sometimes you just gonna have to do it. So you're hearing excuses. Okay, well then don't hear what I'm saying? ? You can go anywhere you want. And in fact, you can go over to 1080p or higher on YouTube if you like. And you can go to mspwaves.com/listen and you can grab the audio only high quality feed. And it's like in your ears. Yeah, you heard me. All right. So with that being said, you could be here, you could be there, you could be wherever you want. And wherever you're watching and many of you are hanging out, please chat. Go ahead. You don't have to be in Discord to chat. It's just nice because I know it does the thing. Does the thing and the stuff. I'm crystal clear on MSP Waves. I'm right in your ears on MSP Waves. So listen, be wherever you want to be. I'm going to flip over and we are going to watch the saxsquatch video. The saxsquatch video. Saxophone, Sasquatch, saxsquatch, man-eater. Because it's fucking man-eater, and I don't give a shit if it's not metal. Don't come for me. Don't at me. I don't care what you think. Let's be realistic. Let's be very, very realistic, friends. Come on now. Come on now.
You know, this thing sounds so good, but we just need to find some magic.
She only comes out at night, the lean and hungry type. Nothing is new, I've seen her here before. Nothing is new, I've seen her here before. Watching and waiting, baby. She's sitting with you, but her eyes are on the getting for free. Woman is a wild will, she can't tame by the purr of a jaguar. Money the matter, baby. If you're in it for love, you ain't gonna get too far. Get too far. I wouldn't if I were you. Well, I know what she can do. She's deadly mad, but
I just want you to know that John Oates participated in that. I'm gonna drink. Oh Lord! All right, let's go back. Whew. If you made it through that, I'm impressed. And I hope you watched the video of psychedelic animated Sasquatches. That's John Oates was in the forest with a man in a Sasquatch costume. And I have so many questions on how it was so gay, but you know what? It was delightful. Like, I have to admit, like, the first time I heard it, I was like, this is terrible. And then later I was like, man eater. Okay. All right. But yeah, no, for, and Clay's sentence is, that was gayer than Decadence. Decadence is actually the gay Mardi Gras in New Orleans, which we went to together. And I saw Clay, a gentleman proposed marriage to him because Clay is really quite a catch. So in any case, there you go. That was the April Fool's portion of April Fools. I couldn't resist. There's like a whole video. There are no words. Now, most of Saxsquatch's videos are just him unaccompanied, a cappella, saxapella, saxsquatcha in the forest by himself. There's probably a term for it. But that one, yeah, John Oates turned up and actually participated in that video. He did. I have questions. about, is it COVID craziness? Is it that they're locked down and you'll do anything to leave the house? Is the Sasquatch really rich and I just don't know about it? I don't know. I have so many questions, but there you go. So I highly recommend that you look at the rest of the Sasquatch stream because they're just pure saxophone. All right. Get your palate cleanser on. Clay has showed up. We've got more people hanging out. I see more people hanging. Excuse me, I got the hips. More people hanging on the YouTube. People are hanging out on Twitch. Wherever you might be watching. I apologize if you arrived in the middle of that song. That was the April Fools from last week, which was April Fools. And now because it's not April Fool's Day, you didn't even see it coming. Tricked ya. Fucking spooked ya. And Pig's going, yeah, nice mainstream show. Listen, we're not so fragile in our music tastes here. We're not so fragile that we will be crushed to think that perhaps someone as mainstream as John Oates is gonna take away our metal cred. We're good. If you're metal, you're metal. All right, so with that being said, we will continue down tonight's path. I have some new music for you. I did promise that we were going to play some new Exanimate and some other bands, new tracks, some new death metal, and then of course more tracks, more saxophone tracks. So metal tracks with saxophone. Yeah, it's like the question mark metal. Yeah, exactly, Sneaky. Totally. Everybody's kind of like question mark with an upwards inflection. All right. So listen, we talked about how it was a Rex Manning Day because it's April 8th. And I told all of you guys, if you haven't seen Empire Records, you need to go watch Empire Records. You're probably binging a lot of stuff anyways. You're probably hanging out at home. You got up to make coffee and it was over when you got back. Shane, it's probably for the best. You know what? It might be okay, actually. You might be okay with it. Black Sax. Now, I don't know if that, who hasn't seen Empire Records? Some people actually. And so it is. It is Rex Manning today. It's Rex Manning Day today. So keep it in your hearts. Rexy is so sexy. So yeah, there's some great stuff from the Empire Records soundtrack. And listen, that's not what we're doing tonight, sadly. But if we had time, which we probably won't, we've already played some Lunar Shadow. We played a track from Black Sabbath, a really cool kind of jazz-inspired track from Black Sabbath that has some saxophone in it. Some Rivers of Nile, because of course that is some of the most famous saxophone metal out there. And I am going to play you a couple tracks that I really, really love. So back to back, we're going to go saxophone heavy. I'm going to apologize for what I just did to you with the Saxsquatch. I'm going to play you something by Jared Dines. Now, Jared Dines is basically considered the gentiest genter who ever gented. He is super well known for being a crazy fun, progressive, bright, genty guitar player. And he's getting more and more well known now. Obviously, he has existed. It's too bad Shane's leaving because he actually probably would almost like this track. So he's quite well known now, especially because he's really been doing the live stream thing. He's been becoming more and more popular. Same with Matt Heafy. Same with, Herman Lee is streaming. Pretty much all of the metal artists who are not able to tour right now are starting to discover that live streaming is a great way to connect with their fans. Maybe it's not the same as touring. Maybe it's not a huge moneymaker, but in terms of really building a strong community, it's working really well for them. Jared Dines is no exception. So I am going to play you what is arguably, right up there. It's literally called the Saxy Gent song. Not the Sexy Gent song, the Saxy Gent song. So given that we did just, we went the totally dorky route and we just played that like abomination of Maneater by the Squatch. We're going to swing back around, but we are going to stay in that awesome, like, it would be a meadly if it was on a guitar. What is it if it's on a saxophone? A Squeedlie? Is it a Squeedlie on the sax and a meadly on the guitar? I have questions. We have to figure this out. But I'm going to play you the Saxy Gent song by Jared Dines. I'm going to put that in your ear. We got 40 minutes left in the show, and I have so much music, so we need to continue. I want to put it in your ears. An entire fucking saxophone. You just want to cram it in there. You should turn this up. It's fucking good. friends, there you are, the very Saxy gent song, Jared Dines. It's a sick track. What can I say? That should get you right up there. We're on the cosmic elevator. We are going all the way up, bitches. We're going all the way up. And yes, the waiting room, the waiting music, whatever you want to call it. It's very sexy in here, friends. There, so I've kind of fixed the exposure a little bit, except now it's really bright. Here's the thing. We are at, let's try and fix this one more time. We are at that beautiful time of the year where the sun is still up when the show starts. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. It's been so long. So for those of you who don't live where there is dumpster fire savings time, good for you. Well done. Smart. Very fucking smart. And so what that means is when I start the show, I have this beautiful big window in front of me and the sun is setting and the alpenglow is there and the trees and the mountains and the sun. But then the show gets going and it gets darker and darker and darker and darker and darker. And we hang out together. The sun's been down for 10 hours for you. It's actually still not all the way down here. But what that means is, sorry, about halfway through the show, I've got to readjust my exposure settings so you can actually fucking see me. I'm sorry. I know that's not the point and that's not why you're here, but you can and you do and you will. So there you are. Please clay, because you've probably seen it, but I'm showing everyone tonight and, you know, people are coming and going, new people on the Twitch, new people on the YouTube. Excuse me. New people on the Discord. And I'm wearing my shirt tonight. I'm pretty happy with it for a death metal logo. I've got other things too, but just let me have this. I'm fucking proud of it. I know it's super uncool to wear your own merchandise, but I don't care. I fucking love it. And I can't wait till other people have this. And probably no one will want it, but I want it. I love it. So there you go. All right. So it's the very sexy sax music. We are pulling everything in from... the April Fool's Day episode that wasn't. We ended up having just a cozy chat instead. We didn't have an official Fullforce Radio stream. And as such, everything from last week got pushed forward to this week. We've just done the official April Fool's saxsquatch man-eater in the playlist. I apologize for nothing. You guys all know that I'm full of shenanigans and you still show up anyways. So enjoy your April Fool's 2 Electric Boogaloo wait, Rickroll effective sort of thing. But with all that being said, I do have more music with saxophones in it tonight. And yes, the Saxy Gent song is fucking great. It's so good. It's excellent. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue playing you some sax music. We got about half an hour. We're going to try and cram it all in. I don't know if we can. One thing I will say is so many of you have been telling me that you want to catch the show afterwards. That's probably why it's pretty chill right now. Lots of people actually want to either watch or listen to the show after the fact. And what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to be exploring one of the new options that Spotify has. Many of you come back and you actually follow the crummed it. You come back and you explore the Spotify playlist every week. That's awesome. But what Spotify actually is allowing me to do now is create full podcasts. And then I can actually share them through Oriel to the Hive blockchain. But I can create full podcasts where I can take the audio from this episode. I can split it up into chunks. And then inside Spotify, I can arrange it. My talking audio, then the track, then my talking audio, and you can navigate it like a playlist. And I think for some of you, this is going to be a really great option for you to listen later. And it's not going to come with having to watch the video again or, having YouTube or Twitch cut out some of the music or whatever. So for some of you, I think it's going to be a really great option. And I'm going to start exploring that because I want more of you to be able to watch. And so this is one of those things where I'm kind of hurting myself. Hello, Eileen. I'm kind of hurting myself in the long run because I offer so many alternatives to watch. You can watch wherever you want. We've got a bunch of people. Some of you are watching in 2 places and you're bumping up my numbers and patting out my heart. But the reality is there's a lot of ways that you can watch and listen. You can watch and listen in the Discord. You can go to mspwaves.com. You can pick any one of the options at fullforce.rocks. YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, Vim, Theta. And so what that means is listeners and viewers are scattered all over the place. They sometimes watch at the time of, they sometimes watch later. They're everywhere. You're everywhere. You're all around the world at all different times. And so for me, it's more important to me to allow you to watch and listen and have fun when and where you want than it is to pump up my numbers. Is that going to hurt me in the long run? Yes, absolutely. Am I now behind the 8 ball trying to make up for that? Yes, but I don't care. I'd rather you be happy. So this sounds like a really great option for some of you. I'm going to be pursuing it. I'm going to do my best to make sure that I get audio edited every night. It's a little easier than editing video, which means that I'll probably be able to stick to it. But I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm trying, man. I'm fucking trying. So with that being said, let me put another sex track in your ears. I'm going to play one of my favorite bands. One of my absolute favorite bands. You guys know I love Amorphous. They are a fabulous Finnish melodeath band. They started off quite heavy, that classic European death metal. And they've come to this place where their newest album, Queen of Time, the album before that, Under the Red Cloud, they're these really beautifully polished, melodic masterpieces that come with some unclean singing that isn't actually that scary. And so for a lot of people, Amorphous is this great middle position where you could say, yeah, I do like melodeath, and yeah, I do like growling, but also I really love the opera side of things, or I really love the, epic side of things, or I really like, it's a great compromise for a lot of people. And one of the things that I've always loved about Amorphous, and we've talked about it a lot on this show, is a lot of their inspiration came out of the 70s and even the 60s, but the 70s especially too. And so bands like The Doors, or bands that heavily featured keyboards and saxophones that were making really interesting and even popular, how dare you? That's death metal Greta. I shouldn't be here. How dare you? Even popular music in the 70s were a lot of really influential for a lot of bands now that don't sound like popular music. But the reason that I bring this up specifically is they have a live album that came out from a Scottish town that I'm probably going to say wrong, Hovila. Help me out here, Acid. But they did a live concert, a live show from there. And I'm going to play you a song called Alone. And it's a little bit of a longer track. I'm going to put it on now. We're going to try and cram the last 5 songs into your ears. My name is Crimson Clad. This is Fullforce Radio. It is a super fun metal, music, hard rock, Sass chat kind of stream every Thursday. We don't gatekeep here. It's kind of ridiculous. It's hopefully something that you enjoy, and you can listen to it wherever you want. But of course, you should always check out MSP Waves. See, that happens at the beginning of every track. Something's not quite right. This is so good. Yeah! fucking live. That's a live tracks, kids. Man, there you go. One of my absolute favorite melodeath bands. That is Amorphous. It's a live track called Alone. Yeah, so many doodlies, so many doodlies. Squeedlies, even. Squeedlies if they're on saxophone. Yeah, one of my absolute all-time favorite bands. I'm such a big fucking fan. So, hey to Steve. Hi to everybody else who's jumped in. I'm glad you're spending some time with me tonight. We are indeed. We are racing towards the end of the show. Ron is saying I didn't tell him, but here's the deal. Last show, I was like, I'm going to change to 2 hours. And we were in DMs and I was like, we got to give people notice. I can't just cut the show off and be like, surprise, bitches, 2 hours. So we talked about this last live show. And then I said, next show will be, that's it. And now he's surprised. None of you are surprised, but Ron is surprised. Surprise. So with that being said, I do indeed. Well, he's right. He's often troubleshooting or playing poker or doing other things. He's here, but he's often not listening to the full show, which is totally fine. But what that means is he doesn't hear it. However, we did talk about this in DMs. We really, really did. So who cares? Who cares? Let's not waste time. You've been saying it for a year. I know, but now it's actually happening, Jason. It's here. It's now. The year is now. So I do have more music to play for you, and I've only got about 15 minutes left in the show. Keep you wanting more. But what this means is that hopefully I could shuffle this hour around. I can probably do some live streams that are just chats, gaming, things like that. I'm actually going to move this. I'm going to do some electronics, I was going to say. No! Jason says no. Yeah, and I will move back again to 3 hours, Jason. It's just right now, this is not... It's been so not easy for me, and it breaks my heart to miss streams. I let you guys down. You can see it in the attendance. A lot less people show up. We got probably even including duplicates tonight, a couple dozen people, maybe, okay, fine. Many of you guys actually fall asleep or you're fake newsing. So I don't care. I love having you here. But the reality is I can promise and deliver a really good 2-hour show right now. It's been so wild. It's been so life and work and my commitments and helping my family and Hive and everything that needs my attention always pulls me away from the things I love. And I cannot stand to disappoint you guys. And you know that. And every time that I've ever had sort of a sad stream moment, it's because I'm thinking about the fact that I've let you down. So with that being said, with the mind of, I know what this next period is going to be like. I know what my commitments are like. I know what my work is like. I know what I need. And that is, potentially a 2-hour show for a little bit to make sure that it's awesome. And then we'll roll back out to 3 hours again. It's not that I don't want to. You need a ladder to show off the shirts. I know. And actually, I actually could just move the camera. Let's hang on. I'm going to have to bump into the... 1 sec. There, it helps a little bit. I mean, everybody just wants my tits back again. And yeah, you know what? Ron is the only one doing the long show. When we started, it was me doing 5-hour shows. That was the beginning of it all. It was Cork and I. Cork dragged me onto his show. We would do long shows. And then I started doing long ass shows, 5-hour shows. And then you can't wait to titty stretch a medium. So this is a medium. This is a Bella canvas shirt. They're made in the US. So it is it's actually pretty baggy because I'm a double D and it's pretty baggy, but I haven't shrunk it yet. So it actually kind of makes me look like a box, to be quite honest, because this is the problem. Big booby girls understand this. You get a t-shirt and it, from dead on, it looks okay. But from the side, it just hangs. You just look like trash. Gildan heavy cotton is much worse. This is really comfortable. It's super soft. It's pre-washed. It's loomed cotton. It's very nice. I'm so happy with it. But long story short, yeah, the only person who's still really being able to make that go and who is putting on a fucking fantastic show is Ron. So big props to Ron, because he's the heart and soul of the station. Me, I'm just a piece of trash. I'm a relic of bygone times. So with all that being said, let us continue because we only have so much time and I have so much music I'd like to put in your ears. So with that being said, I do want to play some new metal. Now this is not saxophony, but it's a new track from a band called Exanimate. And they just put out an album called Luminous, and it's literally just them. They're producing it all by themselves at their home. It's 2 dudes, and I heard this actually on another live stream. They're from Kalamazoo. They seem like super cool dudes. And I literally discovered them on a live stream. So they put out the new album. It's not quite new metal, I would say. Yeah, like new leaning, maybe like a little bit metalcore, kind of prog. I don't know. It's got a bite to it. And I really liked it. I liked the guys. I liked hearing them. I love the idea of that I'm starting to find new music on streams and not only just through my regular, creeping through the release emails and checking out all the magazines and checking out Spotify and checking out Anchor Places, or not Anchor Places, what's the other one, that DistroKid or whatever. I'm checking out all those releases, but now I'm starting to actually get to know musicians, which is really cool. So I'm going to play this Exanimate track, and then we'll come back and we'll see what we have time for towards the end of the show, because we have to have at least one more saxophone track, obviously. And in fact, we probably need some eyes on. So not a whole lot of time, whole lot of music. Let's get this fucking thing done. The track's called The Blackened Landscape on Fullforce Radio. There you go. Exanimate the Blackened Landscape. It's really cute because Corbin's saying, hey, Rivers of Nile, I found a new band. Buddy, we just played some Rivers of Nile earlier today because, of course, it's sexy saxophone. So we did indeed play some Rivers of Nile, literally probably like 2 songs before you got here. And they do slap. As I was saying, they are a great band for people who are starting to kind of try and discover a little bit of tech death or a little bit noisy. No, not your bad at all. That's perfect. I want to hear you. I want to know you're finding new music. It brings joy to my cold black heart. Hey, Recovery Inc. and a bunch of people have jumped in on Twitch. Hi, friends. Here we are, of course, 10 minutes before the end of the night and people start showing up. What else is new? And you will just have to show up on time if you want more crim. That's how this is going to work. So tonight it's been a weird one. It is the April Fool's Day 2 Electric Boogaloo show, i.e. everything that I was going to play for you guys on April Fool's Days, I just shifted it forward to today. It's Rex Manning Day, and we've been talking about the saxsquatch. I discovered the saxsquatch. I became obsessed. I watched every fucking saxsquatch video there was. And then as part of my April Fool's tonight, I played a version of Maneater with John Oates and the saxsquatch it's not good. But it's fun. And then all of the other tracks. 2 more hours, says Steven. Steven, you got to show up. My man, you got to show up at the right time. If you want to know when Full Force is on, and now everybody wants me to go. I can't go for 3 hours tonight. I made an appointment for a fucking Zoom call with somebody overseas. God damn it. And I did it on behalf of Hive. I did it all for the crypto. Okay, listen, it's for you at the end of the day if you're on Hive. If you're not on Hive, then it's not for you. But yes, I will be back, and 2 more hours indeed I will be doing, but I will be doing them next Thursday. So you can go to fullforce.rocks. That's the Full Force Radio website. It has a big fuck off countdown in the middle of the screen. It has all the places you can click on. I had all the places you can click on that you can go watch the stream. You can listen to the stream. I'm starting to actually give a shit about giving you places to see them, watch them, hang out with them, and enjoy them after the fact. So there's no excuse. I'm trying. I'm stepping up my game. But I've been doing this for 4 years. It's a lot of fun, playing a lot of music. We've had some really great fucking times together, and I've so enjoyed entertaining you. I'm going to continue. So with that being said, knowing that we are coming up towards the end of the stream, it is time for some Izan. Izan, I'm not going to fangirl. You guys know I'll fucking gush about him. You know, arguably one of the most influential metal musicians in the world ever. Member of Emperor, and of course, one of the sort of blazing the trail musicians who really started out taking avant-garde and death metal and black jazz and atmospheric and just all sorts of things and cramming them together. And if there's anybody who appreciates good saxophone, it is Izan. So I want to play something, a song that was released in 2019 called Stridig. I don't fucking know. It's in another language. I'm going to butcher it. But it's got some sexy ass saxophone on it. And it's a perfect fit in here tonight. And we may end up going a little bit over tonight because then I'm going to play some absolutely fuck off terrible Finsterforst. So 2 last tracks with saxophone. My name is Crimson Clad. If you've enjoyed tonight, I highly recommend you come back next week because it will be super fun, and it won't include saxophones, nor saxsquatches, nor saxsquatches. Just me. Although I'm hairy, I'm not tall, and I do lurk in the woods. So you know what? It's fine. If you like tonight, I can probably fulfill whatever tonight worked for you as well. It's good. It's a little bit of something for everyone. Fuck. Saxophones in the forest. Fuck yeah. Eyes on! Now, for some of you, this is going to be the last track. And in fact, the Discord has probably cut off at the end of the show. But for those of you who are on YouTube or on Twitch or on Theta or on trve or on MSP Waves or on Vim TV, we're still going. And in fact, wait, I'm not here. Here, it's hard. It's hard to point to where things are on the stream. This guy right here, there is a very Sasquatchy crim for you right there. What is this? It's on the overlay now, and I apologize for nothing. And in fact, let's get it showing over here as well. Boop! There it is. There she is, the Sasquatch crim. So listen, I did want to play one more track tonight. And you know what? Because nobody really realized that this was going to go so fucking fast. Girl, you going to send me some pizza? Baby, I love pizza. I will accept a pizza. I will crush a pizza live on air. No fucking problem. I love pizza. I'm a fat girl. I love food. But okay, so we got old Sasquatch crim up there. Thank you for that, Patient Zero. It's something. Tonight was, of course, the very silly, very ridiculous, very stupid April Fool's Day Fullforce Radio episode. My name is Crimson Clad. Every Thursday, I'm here. We talk metal. We listen to tracks. We talk shit. We have a lot of fun. Our community is the best community. You guys are the best. And that's it. That's what we do every fucking week. So I did have one more track. And honestly, for those of the people who are in the Discord or on the regular MSP Waves, that was a perfect place to end. We literally ended right on time with Stritting. But for those of you who are going into like 2 minutes of after hours, I did have one more track by another band I'm hugely a fan of. And it's a band called Finster Forced. Now, Finster Forced, they are this kind of like troll, like slightly trolly, and they call themselves Black Forest Metal, which of course I'm a big fucking fan of. Drinketh! I will fucking drink. So Ron was pointing out, Ron was pointing out that there is no Iron Maiden. And that's not true, because normally we end the show on Iron Maiden. That's what we do. We fucking up the irons for the end of the show. However, there will be no Iron Maiden tonight, so I am drinking the Trooper beer. There's our Iron Maiden. Never let it be said that there's no Iron Maiden in a show. I'm making sure that there is. So I'm going to finish this bad boy off. Thank you for your levels, you utter degenerates. And I'm going to play Finster Force. Now, this track, it had to go in tonight because it's so fucking ridiculous. I love it because it's so ridiculous. Some Dark Lord beer. Please show me the Dark Lord beer. Now, if you've been around on the show, my local brewery loves fucking quirky ass, like quirky beers. And they made one called Rye the Lightning, which was like a dark rye based beer. And it had the fucking, it had the logo from Ride the Lightning on the front, which of course, thank God Metallica could never find out because they're fucking legit, like just legitimately litigious. But it was an actual like still. And then the lightning was hitting the still instead of the It was so cool. It was so cool. So listen, to Creo, if you found me on NFT Showroom, that means you probably have a new Hive account. You're a new Hive member or an artist. Well, Hive has a streaming platform too. If you're into Twitch, you might like Vim TV. We have a fast, free Twitch alternative, which I wouldn't say use it instead of Twitch, but I use it in companionship to Twitch. And it allows people to pay me directly via crypto, to follow me, to, you know, have a relationship with my Hive account. It's really fucking cool. So, you know, just throwing it out there. I love to have you on Twitch too anyways. So with that being said, I have one more track for tonight's playlist. It's a lark. It's a joke. Finster Forced, they put out one of my favorite albums of 2019. You guys know this. If you're here for my top albums of 2019, I picked Zerfall as one of my favorite albums. It's so good, and I still listen to it on repeat. It's fabulous. I don't think it'll ever go away. But before that, they put out an album literally called YOLO. And it is the trolliest troll album that ever fucking trolled a troll. And one of the tracks on this album, oh gosh, my camera's freaking out because I have an alarm set for this time. Hang on, friends! We're going to swing you around. You're going to see my computer. Hi! We're going to cancel that alarm and we're going to swing you back. And it's like that was all supposed to happen. You're fine. It's fine. We're fine. We're all fine here now. How are you? So, with that being said, I have one more track. So for those of you who are here for the after hours, I'm going to play some fucking Finsterforce for you. It's not from Zerfall. It's not a good track. It's off an album legitimately called YOLO. And the only reason I'm including it is it's got the great brass section. And it is the perfect way to end tonight. It's fucking silly. It's the perfect way to end tonight. So we're going to do that. Your favorite Finsterforce song is the Miley Cyrus cover. Yeah, so I see Eldritch Pig has discovered some of their work from this time period. I'm going to play for you guys, and then we will finish up. That'll be the end of Full Force Radio. I'll be back on Saturday for Cyberbuzz, and potentially this weekend, at least a little bit of game streaming. Probably The Long Dark. But listen, next week, you, me, you, me. Full Force Radio. It's a date. So you can go to Full Force Rocks. The countdown will be updated. We will be live and having a lot of fun with some music. So let me play this Finsterforce track and just appreciate that this song is literally called #YOLO. Fucking YOLO, kids. I'll see you next week.
It's
as a descendant of the Eastern Bloc myself, my God, that slaps. Hey, there we go. For those of you who stuck around for overtime. Thanks. Honestly, it was a fun one tonight. I expect the replay for this one will be very... Oh, God, I shook up all the beer inside me. Oh, no. Excuse me. I shook up all my beer. So we finished Iron Maiden just before the end of the show. Yeah, no worries. I'm not a good streamer, Takrio, so I don't... What do the kids say? Smash that like and subscribe. I don't know. Listen, I'm working on figuring out how people get notifications, or at least how they can watch it again so they can do it when they feel good. I hate social media, but I love playing metal and I love streaming. So one of these days I'm going to figure it out. But long story short, come hang out this time next week. Fullforce.rocks for the details. I will try and have it updated before next week. I probably won't. Big fan of the effort. Yay! Crimson Clan. My fucking death metal logo shirt. I'm so proud of it. I know you guys are sick of seeing it, but I don't care. Hey, sexy sax.